Hidden in the skies of Teyvat, there exists a deity who dwells beyond mortal perception. The very architect of the earth and the heavens, its power is second to none and its control over Teyvat absolute. Once a beacon of hope for humanity, its benevolence now replaced with indignation as its presence casts a shadow over all those who dare to unravel the secrets of this world. For those who venture too close, the price of truth is met with its unforgiving wrath. Bestowed with a name that echoes through the epochs, he is the Primordial One.
But what is this that I can't see with ice-cold hands taking hold of me?
Wow, look at all the incredible moments the Primordial One gave us. I sure hope no one's hatred for him still stirs deep within them.
My hatred for that usurper from beyond the heavens still stirs deep within me.
Well, okay, I suppose it's alright to hate him. You know, he did usurp you guys after all, but as long as we're not making any rash statements like saying it's our final destiny to judge the usurper king.
My final destiny is to judge the usurper king in the heavens above.
Okay. Why do all the sovereigns in Teyvat hate the Primordial One? They keep calling him the usurper, but what is a usurper? I didn't know. I didn't take fucking ebonics in middle school, or whatever the hell that shit is. A usurper is simply someone who takes a position of power by force. So in this case, someone took the Dragon Sovereign's powers to rule Teyvat by force, and as a result, they hate him for it. But who is he, or rather it? Well, according to what may as well be the Bible for Genshin lore enthusiasts before Sun and Moon, the identity of the usurper is the Primordial One, also known as Phanes. Phanes is a god from beyond this world, and the scribe of Istaroth somehow asserts that Phanes was born from an egg, androgynous in nature, bears a crown, wings, and a sword. I say somehow because how the fuck would he know this? Did the Primordial One just tell people he came from an egg? I mean, it's not like the scribe could have seen the Primordial One being born. The scribe says that the worlds couldn't have been made if the egg wasn't broken, so maybe the Primordial One did tell people? Who knows? Anyway, Phanes would eventually descend unto Teyvat, becoming the first descender, and upon realizing he liked the place and thought it'd be a good place for humanity to settle down, he decided he wanted it. Needless to say, the Dragon Sovereigns were not happy with this proposition. Guys, it's 7-on-1. We cannot get our shits read by one dude. It's 7-on-1, and Neuvillette, he's gonna be back soon. It's gonna be 8-on-1. Okay? And look, at the end of the day, we've been through a lot, but together, we've been on this planet for thousands of years. I love each and every single one of you. He may be a god from another world, but we have something he doesn't. Chlamydia?
Gonorrhea?
AIDS? No, what the fuck y'all been doing in your free time? No, look, guys, we're family. That's how we're gonna win this war. You know what? Jimmy's right, guys. We're family, and nothing can come between our close familial bonds. Who's Jimmy? You are. No. My name is Rainbow Serpent. Oh my god, we're gonna lose this war. Alright, fucking game plan's out the window. As soon as he descends from the sky, just start spitting on this nigga. He may live forever, but his balls gonna be itching. Alright, here he comes. Be like crabs, nigga. Facing heavy resistance, the Primordial One eventually created the 4 Shining Shades to aid him in the war. The war between the Primordial One and the Sovereigns would go on for 40 years, and despite the Sovereigns having every advantage possible, I mean, they had home court advantage, they had an 8-5 lead, they were still losing the war bad. And so, in a last-ditch effort, the Dragon King Nibelung left this world, returned with some of that good old forbidden knowledge, and still lost the war. They still lost. After the conclusion of the war, the Primordial One created the heavens and the earth. Using the egg from which he was born, he cut off Teyvat from the rest of the world. Everything was going swimmingly following the arrival of humans. Celestial envoys were prancing around the cities, same as the mortals. The scribe even writes, quote, "The Primordial One had a sacred plan for humans. As long as they were happy, it too rejoiced. It wasn't until the arrival of the second who came, another being from beyond, that everything would change forever." The clash between the Primordial One and the second who came destroyed both the heavens and the earth, but ultimately the Primordial One's spotless record would stay strong at 2-0. In the aftermath of this war, the Primordial One would create then cast down the divine nails to purge the land of forbidden knowledge. This is the last known action the Primordial One would perform in Teyvat. However, it's his recorded inaction that marks a turning point in Teyvat's history. During the battle between the Primordial One and the second who came, Enconomia sunk into the depths. The people were left in complete darkness and were fighting against the bishops. They pleaded for help from the Primordial One and its 4 shades, but neither Phanes nor 3 of the shades would respond. It wasn't until one shade, Istaroth, would finally accept these prayers and grant them the gift of light. It would seem as if Phanes had turned his back on humanity. So, this pretty much caps off all we know of the Primordial One. I mean, it seems he runs a pretty tight ship, so hats off to him. The big question is obviously, why did Phanes have such a drastic shift in his attitude towards humanity? I'm gonna be completely honest, I have no idea. I don't think we know enough, but if I were to take a wild swing in the dark, I think it might have something to do with Descenders. The Primordial One only had his mood swing after fighting the second who came. Maybe the humans alive at that time seeked a power from beyond. Kinda like how Conria summoned the Travelers, they might have summoned the second who came? That could be the arrogation, as the Sustainer put it, not being grateful with what they had, but thinking they could obtain more. But the problem is, we don't know much about who the third Descender is, or we don't know anything. Like, the only plausible theory I've seen is that the third Descender is Alice. But, like, other than that, I haven't heard anything. This person just, like, does nothing, I guess, I don't know. So if this whole thing just was about Descenders, why didn't Phanes do anything about that person? Again, like, I don't know. Anyway, putting that aside for now, one interesting thing might be the connection between the siblings and the Primordial One. You see in the character details of any of the siblings, it states this: the Keeper is fading away, the Creator has not yet come, but the world shall burn no more, for you shall ascend. Phanes literally means creation. He's the Greek god of creation. Furthermore, there are only 2 things in Teyvat that can purify abyssal corruption. One is the divine nails created by the Primordial One, and the other is just the Traveler, who can just do it by virtue of touching things? Beyond this, we know that the Traveler's sibling is referred to as Prince or Princess, indicating royalty. Phanes is described as wearing a crown and could be their king. It's worth pointing out that in Greek mythology, Phanes was also born from an egg, but he emerged from the abyss. Furthermore, it seems like the Traveler knows something about Teyvat and isn't happy about it based on this little interaction in the beginning of the game. So maybe they're related, maybe not. One final point about the shades: we know one is Istaroth, the god of time and wind, and I think it's a safe bet to say that the identity of another shade is the unknown god. But as for the last 2, Blue's Clues. Blue's Clues, my friends, Blue's Clues.